My name is Sifu David A Ross, and I'd like to welcome you to the new martial revolution and the Lion's Roar martial arts system. On here you're going to find weekly lessons introducing you to the method. We're going to start off with some basic technique and keep building on it, building on it, building on it. You'll have eventually an entire curriculum on here. And later on, what we'll do is we'll be offering seminars if you want to train this in person. And at those seminars, there'll also be certifications. So if you want to get certification and a ranking through this.
Is the most effective in real fighting are really just small tricks. There's a psychology to it too also. In other words, if I go and the fight starts and I go jab, cross, and he's used to seeing jab, cross, and I go jab. All I do is change the second punch's level. Now I don't want to do it here because it leaves me really long. So, almost like I'm running a race. Now, okay, he did the correct block. If he parried the face punch, he still wants to parry it, but he doesn't want to parry it by putting his hand down. Right? Because you see now, if you can see it, you can hit it. So you see what he does is he elbow parries. And if he messes up by doing this, you see where that elbow is? It's in front of his body. So if worse comes to worse, he's going to get punched in the elbow, which is actually not so bad. And if I wasn't wearing gloves, not so good, because his elbow is hard. The secret to gloves are, they're not to protect him, they're to protect my little fingers and the tiny little bones I have in my hand. All right, a lot of people talk about bare knuckle fighting, but it's really easy to break your hand. So, I'm going to do the first one, jab to the face, cross to the face, and he's going to parry. The second one, he's going to parry. When I bend down, I'm going to go straight, and he's going to either parry, or if it gets messed up a little bit, just block it. It's also that turn thing. Remember when I talked about the uppercut turn? It's not here. It's also not here. Here on the uppercut, see how my you can see me. No, you can't hit me, right? Again, if I do this, see there's still some stuff here. If you can see it, you can hit it. So he goes jab, and if he goes that cross to the body. See? Yeah, now those really aggressive people that keep coming in, I love. Right? You can feel it, right? Yeah. It's one of the things I can do. So don't do that. In other words, I'm not going to go as hard as I can. And you see how I'm off balance? I'm just going to run my race. You see how I'm not off balance? And actually, dum-de-dum-dum. What do we call it when we say our head, our shoulders, and our hips are in one line perpendicular to the floor? Body method. You've heard this once, twice, 10,000 times? Right? Yeah, I put my hand on top of the boy's head and make it spin. I never want to do this. Even though I'm lowering my level, my head, my shoulders, and my hips are one line. To the floor. So he goes jab cross, 1, 2, jab, line cross. Jab, cross, jab. Yeah, see? And now when he messed up a little bit, and it still wasn't so bad, right? Just hit your elbow. If you want to have power over a small period, small distance, I'm trying to think how to say this, then you don't want to just go straight. We're going to do what we call chop choy, which is like a thrusting punch. And what's going to happen is I'm going to keep punching, but as I do it, I'm going to corkscrew my hand so that my thumb goes down. Exhale as I hit you. So in other words, this, you feel that, right? Yep. Now, which feels worse. I'm not really trying to hit him as hard as I can, but I'm doing it enough. And that's because as I corkscrew, right? If you took a piece of wire and you took a corkscrew, right? And you straighten out the corkscrew, it would be longer than the piece of wire, right? So remember, you gain speed, you gain power, the longer the distance you travel. So in other words, just this is a small distance. But this, it's a little trick. And, you know, in Chinese martial arts, it's chop choy. Thumb down. So it's maybe a little hard to see with the gloves. But I'm not doing this. I'm doing, you feel it, right? Yeah.
The other thing also is that when you're really good at it, you finish the last bit as you get it. Right? You feel that? Yeah, exactly. So, but it's a grind too. It's like, I'm trying to. Sorry, I can't hear you. So this won't affect the drill, but every, like, you know, you can go, no, now I'm going to block. Jab, you can go regular cross. You can do jab, you can do the chop. Just so you get used to when you're in close and going to the body, every once in a while chop. The block is the same. I go jab, he's expecting the right, he's expecting the jab again. He blocked it the correct way, but the first time he did. Now, with anything where we do this, like for example, I did the jab and I did just the changing the level by itself, sometimes it's good. Sometimes they go on a fake. So in other words, I can do jab, I can fake high, and then go low. With this one, I jab, I can just go in with the second jab, or I can jab and fake. I tend to think the fake makes it more effective. So, again, if he blocks the regular jab with his right hand, he blocks the body jab with his right elbow. So he goes jab, fakes it, body jab. And again, I don't want to do this. So I'm going to sink. And if you have any traditionalist training, it's worse than. It doesn't have to be like, hold on. No, but I want to sink my weight. And I want to keep my head up. So, jab. Okay. Jab high, jab low. Like I said, you know, this is a great technique. It lands, but sometimes it doesn't land because he knows the defense, just like this one. Jab. My right steps to the right. It's a lot harder to parry it, right? Because it's not coming here, it's coming out. Oh, and if you do that, that's wrong, right? See that? Because what I did was I just pinned his elbow. Can you see this? Remember I said you can see, you can hit it. What? Right? So, you have jab, step with the right, jab the body. Yeah, it's real hard to block out. You have jab, step with the left, right, push the body.
So I have to step, so what do
You got to kind of turn with me, right? Yeah, exactly. So in other words, something that you just were doing, and like, it's not so bad, I'm kind of comfortable with. Wait. Jab, if I'm doubling with the left, my right is going to step, and then my left goes to the bottom. If I'm going to go with my right, I want to go straight and go this north-south line. I'm going to go out to the angle, go right bottom. The basic jab, basic drill, which is jab, right step, jab, meaning left, jab, left step, cross, which is right. Left, step, left, left, step, right. Okay?